Buying a home is hard enough in today's competitive market, and if you're a Black American, it can be exponentially more difficult because racism. The homeownership gap between Black and white Americans has only widened since the days when racial discrimination in housing was legal. The difference in ownership today stands at over 30% in the U.S. The Fair Housing Act, which banned housing discrimination back in 1968, has done little to create a more equitable system and experience when it comes to buying a home. But to think that one law could make things better overnight is unrealistic, not when white Americans have had a 300-year financial head start. Now, on the surface, much of the gap in homeownership can be explained by factors like insufficient income and wealth, higher levels of debt, and low credit scores. But of course, at the root of those issues lies centuries of active and legal racism that made it incredibly difficult for Black Americans to become financially independent and be in a position to afford a home. Then there are, of course, discriminatory lending practices that continue to persist today. Black borrowers pay more for the same mortgage than white borrowers. Black homebuyers are 2.5 times more likely to be rejected for a mortgage than white homebuyers. Accusations of discriminatory appraisals are surfacing and steering the act of keeping potential Black homebuyers out of certain white neighborhoods is still happening. Bottom line, the Black homeownership gap is very real. And now in the presence of the pandemic, with communities of color and minorities more severely impacted, the important work to create equity and combat racism has never been more urgent. And if you'd like to learn more about how to make an impact, I talked to 5 change makers across various disciplines, from academia to entrepreneurship, law, and real estate, to highlight their important work and advice for creating more equity. Check out that piece here on NextAdvisor. I'm Farnoosh Torabi.